Kenny, you got a team for us?
Yeah, we've got three outs. Butters obviously suspended, Burton injured, and Sutcliffe will miss. We'll bring in Laddams, Ebert, and Bonner.
So that's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Can we start with Ebert? Like, how's his last couple of weeks been? Obviously, form was the issue for him.
Yeah, he went back and played like Stephen did. Stephen Motlop did. They really just probably need a game, and they have a good run and they have a good have a good performance. They get some confidence back. Brad's still a very good player. We know that. We just need him to bring that tomorrow.
And Bonner's finals campaign, does that sort of hinge on where Ryan is at?
Oh no, not really. Riley's a really important player for us, and at his absolute best, he makes us a better team in our best 22. So he's got to find a way to be in there when Ryan's in the team as well. So it's a good position that we're in. We've got a healthy list with pretty good form underneath, with some really good form in front of them.
And then Laddams, obviously, he's done enough. A straight swap with Butters, or is that you're going to shuffle?
Well, he's not ideally he's not a straight swap, but he's we want him in the team as best we can, and we think he's part of the team going forward. But he has to play well. We made some decisions last week around seeing who the smalls may have been, and then obviously Butsy gets suspended, so Pete gets an opportunity.
Just on Laddams, how's he gone about it winning back the trust of his teammates and coaching staff?
I like those questions because how do you go about it? You actually you do your job that you're supposed to do, and you be reliable. And Pete's done that, and Dan done that, and anyone else who's made mistakes. They've got no secret recipes of how they win back the trust. They know they let their teammates down. Their best opportunity to get their trust totally back is by game day performance, and that's their number one thing to do.
Fantastic. We heard that it's Junior Jersey Day out there today. It's a bit of fun. We're going to see you in a jersey.
No, we had our turn. Remember, we had the famous prison bar strip on as coaches, and the boys, I think good on them. They laughed at us a bit, so hopefully we get to laugh a little bit back at them today in preparation for a big game for us. But it's always great to remember where you've come from.
Is that something that's been in the calendar for a while, or is that something that you just kind of do towards the end of the year to keep things fun and not too serious? Yeah,
well, I think we always work, whether it's the start, the end, or the middle of the year. We're always trying to keep the environment healthy, and healthy comes with a bit of fun and a bit of laughter, I'm sure. And for our blokes, getting their old kits out and remembering where they're from, it's just a good moment where you can, I'm sure they would sit in there this morning and have some fond memories of when they put those jumpers on, and hopefully they get another opportunity with another jumper tomorrow to have another fond memory.
Have you seen a few of them? A few of them sort of a bit tight across the chest in their old kits?
No, not. They've probably got, fill them out a little bit. I've seen Willem Drew out there, and he's got his Koroit one, because I'm from the Western Victoria too, and I know Koroit pretty well, so I don't really like their jumper that much, to be fair, but that's the way it goes. And I've seen Birdo out there with his Sacred Heart jumper on, and I'm sure that it's just fantastic. You actually get to remember where they're all from, because when you get them here, they're here and they're us. But when you sit back and remember, they're from all over the place, and we've got so many boys that are some crazy jumpers that come out.
Hey Kenny, I know you don't care about external opinions, but I think everyone sort of seems to say Port's there, but it's not there. I think maybe it comes down to you haven't played the 4 quarters that you would have loved in the last month or so. How do you flip that? Because I know that there's only 2 games left before you have to do it.
No, there's outcomes. I mean, your outcomes are clear for everyone to see, and you have to perform at your absolute best to perhaps change opinions, and we get that. Their opinions, we're pretty confident that our best can be as good as anyone. In fact, I know it is. We've done it all year, so we've got some great confidence in our season's performance, and not just in a week or a 2 performance, but we look forward to playing our best game for the year, hopefully tomorrow night. So that'll give us great confidence.
So how do you bottle like that Richmond game a month or 2 ago, where you played 4 tough hard quarters against a tough hard team? How do you bottle that and get the 4 again instead of the quarter and a half burst of?
Yeah, I think our boys just got to stay focused on their commitment to each other, and if we stay focused on our commitment to each other and what we bring collectively is good enough to beat any team in the competition, and that will get the job done. And you'll have best games, worst games, somewhere in the middle games. We don't mind. We just want to be consistent with what we do, and if that's helping each other, we'll be pretty good by the time the game ends.
How do you sort of look at the last little period? Is it one side of the fence you could be like, we haven't played the 4 quarters that we wanted. It's not entirely the form we want to be in, but the other side is, well, we haven't played our best and we've still got the wins.
Yeah,
What
I
side
don't-
of the fence are you on?
I don't live in best and worst performances. I live in AFL football, and the football is brutal. It's brutal and hard to win all the time. And we've done an amazing job to be 12-3 in a competition that's really hard to do. There's not many teams in the competition who've been 12-3 at this stage of the year.
What's the any long-term concern for Birdo? Is it the same quad given the?
No, it's a slightly different part of his leg.
Yeah.
It's a little lower, which is a great outcome for us, which will mean he's. Look, we expect him to be available for the bye week, so he'll only miss a couple of weeks, we think. But you know, he's got to go. Everything's got to go right. So that's a good outcome for us. So you know, it is a concern that it's on the same leg, but it's no more of a concern than someone having a fresh injury.
So there's no sort of temptation to leave him an extra week, or and then again, do you run the risk of bringing a guy straight back in for a qualifying final or something like that? Is there
Yeah.
thought process around that?
Yeah, we'll go through it step by step. We'll get him fit first. He's out there running now. So if you're out there, you'd see him running right now. So he's progressing pretty quickly. You know, we'll get through next week, see how much training he gets through, and then we'll work towards the week in the middle where there is a bye and where we have some match simulation type training. He'll be a part of that hopefully, and then that will give us confidence going into the week after that, if that's where we need to be, that he'll be okay. But right now, Essendon tomorrow night is all I'm worrying about too much, and Birdo's part of the next couple of weeks.
How's he coping with all these physical knocks that he just can't seem to avoid? How does he deal with it?
He's an explosive person. That's what he is. He's a high explosive person who just has real power, and sometimes he's too powerful for his own good. But he's only a young fella. He's 23, I think, Birdo. So he's not very old. He's developing a body off. You know, if you think about his younger times, he had significant injuries in his draft year, and he's had to manage his body all the way pretty much through his whole career. And you know, we're very lucky that he's here because he's going to be a pretty powerful athlete, I reckon, when he hits his prime.
Does it rattle him? Does it take away confidence in him when he does get fit and then?
He's a confident person.
Yeah.
Ryan, he's really strong belief, and he's got some great capabilities, and he's right, and he's confident in his body. He works damn hard to get his body right. Now, everyone has a patch or two where their body maybe lets them down a little bit. I don't think it's unusual, but he's going to be a pretty powerful player for a long time.
So you're obviously top Ken. You've done more than any other team. Do you know as much as you need to know about this group leading into finals?
Yeah, we have great handle in our group, but I'm still exploring, to be honest. I'm still looking and thinking, okay, well, one of our great strengths has been our want to be a part of it, and you know, everyone still feels like they can be a significant part of it. So to, you know, who's going to play in a couple of weeks' time is, these blokes just need to worry about playing well tomorrow night. They don't need to worry about 2 weeks' time. Just worry about tomorrow night and play well. And as long as we play well tomorrow night, that'll take care of the next thing.
So when do you look at your sort of formula for obviously the crucial games that matter? You get a qualifying final here, round one final?
No, to be honest, I look at the formula for tomorrow, and that's all I'm going to worry about that and look at that and say, well, if they play well tomorrow night, they give themselves the best chance, and we give ourselves the best chance to play well the week after. But if we look past that, it's too dangerous. The game does it to you. We're not going to get caught in that trap, I hope.
So you've probably got 16, maybe 18 names penned in for the finals, but there's still a couple that you tinker with, like you say, trying to find that formula that best works for you.
Yeah, I'm going to leave the door wide open for anyone who wants to crash the door down. You know, if you can do that, you're going to get a chance. It's not going to be today, tomorrow, or the next day. It's going to be right until we play, right till the end. Everyone's going to have to earn their spot.
So what stands up more? Game formula, training formula, or training formula for guys that are out of the side? What do you throw more weight to?
In this really unique season, you have to balance that out between what they are able to do, whether they can play games, whether they can train, and whether they're actually playing AFL football. So it's some part of that's a little bit more challenging this year, but we've managed it pretty well.
What do you make of the Bombers? Their season's kind of fluctuated, some highs, some lows. Is it hard to get a read on a team like that?
Oh no, I think the competition does that to lots of teams, and you know, they've been really good at times, and they've had some moments where they haven't been. Like we played Geelong not that long ago, and we got tipped over, but their second half against Geelong was really strong. You know, I think John and Ben are obviously coaching them in a direction they want to take their club. For us, is that we know that their best will beat anyone. You know, and they've probably got their most powerful team almost out there at the moment with their forward half of players with Danaher's in the side and Stringer in the side, so they've got some real power back in their side. They're growing, you know, every team has their challenges, and they've had a couple in the last couple of weeks, but the danger of a side like Essendon is their weapons are so strong. If you give them a look, you're going to get in trouble.
Have you been happy with the way your side's defended the big, tall forwards this year, like the Joey Danahers of the world, who you probably
We haven't played Joey, so but
Get him
yeah,
tomorrow.
but nah, look, there's been a game or two that we haven't been spot on, but there's been 12 that we've been pretty good. So good and bad. You know, if we're going to isolate and go back to Hawkins, or we're going to go back to another tall. The last time before we played Hawkins, we kept him goalless. You know, this time he got hold of us. So there's always a challenge. This game throws them up all the time. The last game, the previous game, the next game, they don't matter until you get to them, or you move on from them quickly.
Does that backline group sort of wear those, you know, the wins and the losses as, you know, badges of armour on their armour? Do they?
Oh yeah, they're like any team or any part of the team. They're proud about their performance and they want to have pride in it. And you know, they'll do their absolute best to gain tomorrow night to control the dangers at Essendon.
Is there something you can learn from the Hawkins experience that you could transfer to stopping the ball movement for Danaher?
Oh, every game gives you experience to play with and learn with, but for us, you know, it's about what Essendon are, and they're a totally different team to what Geelong have been.
Without getting too far ahead, is the drum something that might come out again tomorrow?
I can guarantee it only comes out in victory. So if the boys want the drum out again tomorrow night, they need to win.
Mott's bring his little accompaniment. Will there be a sort of saxophone ensemble, or how far does it go?
Well, if we keep winning, I don't mind if we have an orchestra there by the end of it. As long as we keep winning, that'll be really important. But again, it's great that you can see the human side of the game and the celebration. It's really important. This game is really hard to play, and you know those moments where you share in victory, they're really special moments. And anything you add to it, I think it's really positive. I know the Port people love seeing the boys celebrate victory. So as long as they like it, we're happy.